They said that, as the first speaker, don't screw it up. That's a big pressure. 6 years ago, I was actually living in Shanghai, China. We were doing a lot of work with a lot of groups. And in fact, I had just finished taking a group through the sand dunes of Inner Mongolia on a team-building entourage, an adventure, if you will. And I was waiting for my flight back to Shanghai when this little girl just started to rub the hair on my arms. This one you'll see in the picture here. She's 5 years old at the time, and she just said, "Wow, say, 你那个嘛trench在胳膊上，不是在你头上?" What in the world is all that hair doing on your arms and not on your head? She had opinion and she was concerned. And so I thought, man, this girl's curious and we're going to talk. She asked me what it was like to live in North America, and I told her, you know, would you ever want to go there and see it for yourself? And she said, no. I said, why not? She said, I wouldn't like the food, duh. She had an opinion. So I said, what about Shanghai? Would you ever want to go there and see what that's like? And she said, no. I said, why not? She said, why would I want to go anywhere else if I'm so happy right here? Why would I want to go anywhere else if I'm so happy right here? Now, that sounds really nice, doesn't it? Would you agree that if people are engaged doing what they do and they love doing what they do, they actually do a better job at it? How many would say that's true? How many have ever held back just a little bit because you don't trust the person you work with? Let's be honest. You can raise your hands. It's okay. Yeah, because your boss isn't in the room, so you can do that, right? But the interesting thing is this, is we know engagement's important, but it's become a buzzword that almost becomes abused as opposed to used and executed and implemented on. The truth is that, well, we've had nearly 50 years of research to support the fact that engagement produces better results. We've never had lower engagement or dissatisfaction in the history of the records, according to Gallup organization. In fact, in the last 20 years of measuring engagement and satisfaction at work, it's never been worse. 82% of the people actually responded saying, if I could get a new job, I would take it. 82%. How many in this room are looking for a new job? Absolutely. That's very honest of you. I like that. In fact, recently I was in the Netherlands talking about this very thing. And in Europe, the Hay Group found the same thing. The majority of Europeans are looking for a new job. We're not immune here. There's a lot of people talking about it. So this morning as we heard one of the speakers, and I was grateful for what her remarks around humility and around the piece that we have to capture here. But we know that great results come from people who like to work together. So why don't we do more to spend money around this? And the problem is most of our days look more like this, don't they? And when the day looks like this, or worse, it looks like this, people start to get afraid. How many people live in a place where fear is the norm? Yeah. There's a culture of fear that's a place of compliance, not great performance. And if you're working on a place of fear, we're destroying workplace morale, creativity, and innovation, which we're talking about today. So how are we going to inspire that type of leadership? How are we going to bring it out if we're always relying on this type of leadership? See, we started with an industrial revolution that taught us how to treat people like machines instead of human beings. And may I politely suggest that instead of treating our employees like consumers, we should actually treat them like human beings that want to be validated and appreciated and actually feel good about what they do. The problem is that we get a lot of this. And this type of command and control is actually really defeating. And a lot of people are saying, hey, I don't want to be a part of this anymore. I'm looking for something different. I love the conversation we had a moment ago that suggested that a lot of this younger generation, they want more meaning. Those of us sitting in this room have a huge luxury that billions of people around the world do not have. We have the luxury to think about more than just shelter. We can actually think about having meaning in our lives. How many people in this country can say that?